So this is the motor vessel Argonaut 2, built in 1922, Meacham's Boat Yard in Vancouver, British Columbia, by the famous designer Edson Schock. The boat's 73 feet long, 14'7" beam, and a 6'7" draft. We're obviously looking at the bow of the boat. We're going to walk down the dock here. Got some limited space along the dock, so some of these shots might not be the best, but I'm going to take a quick gander in the wheelhouse here. Some stuff in there. We'll come back and catch that later. I'm going to go on down the dock. Coming up on the canoe stern of the boat. Deck's done bright, railings are done bright, and this structure is the crew's quarters in the aft of the boat. So take a look down. It's the companionway. We'll be going down there. We'll take a look down the deck, and we'll go back and get on the boat. So I think what I'll do is I'll take you through the wheelhouse first, and then we'll go down below. Right. Actually, I think I'll change that idea. I think I'll go out on the front deck first and give you an idea what it looks like out here. So this is a double Wildcat hydraulic winch. It's quite powerful. We've actually had it pull the nose of the boat down as we were anchoring, pulling up anchor. These are some pretty solid anchors. That's a 220-pound Navy style. It's the one we normally use if we're going to anchor out for a length of time, any length of time. Turn around here and back up and take a look at the house. So look at the house. House. Go down the side deck. This will be the starboard side. We'll take a look at this is the ship canal that we're on here in Seattle. That's where everybody wants to be. This moorage here can go with the boat if the person so desires that buys the boat. Looking in the wheelhouse, these are the instruments on the bulkhead wall in the wheelhouse, and I'm going to go in and turn around and back up a bit so you can see into the wheelhouse. There's the wheel. You can see one of the radiant hot water radiators. Binnacle compass. These are, I don't know if you can see this up here or not. We have a supply of radios, dual radios. The boat's over 65 feet, so once you pass 65 feet, requirements change. You have to have 2 radios on board at all time. We actually have 3. Depth sounders, all the things you need to make it work right. These are all the instruments. This is the room behind the wheelhouse. It's called the chart room, but it's obviously where we hang out most of the time. Make a turn around the corner here. That's a 1910. Circa 1910 railroad station lamp antique that we purchased. That goes with the boat. It's kind of like a small entertainment center here. A lot of this goes with the boat. That's a solid fuel stove. We burn the fake logs. We burn the fake logs in it most of the time. I haven't used it lately, but it does provide heat if you want some, or actually some ambiance. We're going to go back out into the wheelhouse now. You can see out the windows. So we're going to go down. We have a full stack of marine flags right here, if you feel like you want to put them up. And now we're going to go down the stairs below. This is the stairway going down. It'll be kind of bumpy going down. When I get down there, I'll get stabbing again. So I'm at the bottom of the stairs, and there is a ship's locker, which is a full-length door that has cabinets in it and shelving. This is turning to the right. This would be the master stateroom, and back there you're looking at that door you're looking at is actually the chain locker. That can be opened to look in the chain locker. So we're going to go in the stateroom. Lots of storage in this boat. It's a great thing. Make a turn here. We've got some hanging lockers back here that are more than adequate. This is a view over the bunk. And this will be the bunk. Make an adjustment here and see what happens with the don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to back up, and I'm going to be looking at the aft bulkhead in the salon, in the master stateroom. All right, and now I'm looking back through the boat. We're going to go down this way. This is going to be back through the foyer, which has the stairs that go up above. And we're going to walk into the engine room. I'm going to give you a scan around the engine, a quick scan around the engine room here. That's a Petter single-cylinder diesel engine, hand crank start, that's used to run the auxiliary air compressor, and also a generator for when the boat is at an anchor and you don't want to start the main engine. You can just start this guy up. Very convenient. Uses almost no fuel. Some of the piping and stuff that comes with the boat. There's the Gardner 6L3 diesel. Rock solid, runs like a top. Unbelievable. 2.5 gallons an hour at full speed for this boat. The boat weighs 49 long tons, 110,000 pounds or so. So this is the workbench area. Down there we have the batteries, which are solely house batteries. The engine is air start. So the batteries are only used for lighting and for electricity for the boat. A shot of what's going on up there. Tools, lots of tools. Don't let them scare you. I don't use them all that much anymore. Spent the first few years on this boat making everything work, and it still does. So there's a Olympic diesel boiler, and that boiler supplies hot water for the boat through radiators in all the rooms of the boat. It also supplies hot water for that tank that you're looking at right now. That's domestic hot water. And there are 3 ways to heat hot water on the boat. You can heat it through that red box down there at the bottom. That's the immersion heater, and that's the thermostat for it. Or it can be heated by the boiler, or it can be heated by the Dickinson diesel stove, which is in the galley, our next stop after we leave this room. This would be the day tank up here, diesel day tank, and there's a gauge on it. I don't know if, yeah, you can see the gauge now. That gauge is the level in the tank, and when it gets low, especially when we're anchored or if we're tied to the dock in the wintertime, we haven't been running the engine of the boat, we want to refill it because the boiler runs off of the fuel in this tank. And so to refill it, instead of running the engine, which normally keeps it full, we use this red handle down here, which is a pump, and it goes into the bottom of the one of the diesel tanks, and it takes about 5 minutes or so to fill this tank up again, and it's good for a few more days. It's kind of a cool setup. So let's look around the back of the boat. I'm going to go on back here a little ways, and that's the Grundfos circulating pump for the radiant for the radiant heating to the boilers. Make a turn here real quick, and we'll look back at the workbench. A lot of new electrical wiring, a lot of new plumbing. A lot has been done to the boat in the last few years. It's quite a different boat than it was when we bought it. And so I'm going to go forward. That's an Outback 32 volt inverter. The boat has 32 volt DC on board. It also has 24 volt, and it also has 12 volt. And I'm going to stop recording now, and we're going to go to part 2.